I fucking did that. Yeah, all right. Nothing planned. Nothing planned at all. I was thinking though, I like the lights like this, kind of like a spooky vibe. Um, yeah, had a pretty cool weekend. Um, had a pretty cool Friday and spent the weekend recovering at the 30 plus club. We yeah, your hangovers last a lot longer than your fun nights out, but that's all good. Yeah, that was fun. Got to see some cool people. Um, yeah, got to hang out with the kids. So yeah, that was all good. Um, what the fuck else? Really nothing. I've been thinking I want to get into history lately. I don't know much about history, but the more I hear about it, the more interesting it sounds than whatever the fuck is happening in the world today. Um, yeah, and I genuinely avoid the news cycle because just not interested. Like it's always bad. It's always shocking. It's always like just when you think it can't get any worse, it does. Drop me lighter. Um, yeah. Like, are they sending missiles? I feel like I heard something about that the other day. Um, yeah. I guess we've gone back to this, me trying to find motivation to do this alone. But I don't know. I noticed a few views on some of the other videos. If you give it a view, interact. Um, yeah, be keen to have a discourse that way. And if you want to be a real GC, subscribe to the channel, and then we can go live in this bitch. I need over 50 subscribers, and I think I got 4. So got to the 4, and the rest of you're cool too. um, I had I took some random notes of like interesting topics to talk about, and the first one I got written here is don't slander the dead, and I don't really know how that come up, but I feel like that's a pretty good thing to live by. Like, but everyone's guilty of it too. Like everyone's slagged off Hitler or some awful person who's now dead. But realistically, like, yeah, they're not here. And I don't know. You get into big question stuff there. Like, depends on your view of the soul and what that means, and the view you might have on a physical body and what that represents. But yeah, don't speak ill of the dead because they're not here to defend themselves. What else? Another no. Hypernormalization of insanity. Hypernormalization of insanity. There's no reference or anything with the note. I just write notes. Hypernormalization of insanity. That's crazy. Yeah. Like, I guess a lot of religions have that. Like, a mindset that, from a logical standpoint, seems insane. Even the concept of like paying a tithing or, revealing your sins to an ordained person, whatever it is, or even just like prostration in a certain direction, like praying in a specific direction. It could be there as insanity. Or maybe the hypernormalization of insanity is like you get that in the States a lot, maybe entitled people who just feel that it's their God given right to have a tantrum in the middle of a mall or in line at a Costco or whatever. Um, or maybe the insanity is the way that we live in our lives, you know, working 5 days for two off, you know, working all year for at the most a month off. Maybe that's insanity, eh? Ooh. I feel ghostly in this light, eh? What do you reckon, Bradley? Is it a vibe or I don't even know how it looks?
It just looks like there's a window behind you. There's just someone else doing a podcast on the opposite side.
Oh, buzzy.
Yeah, looks like the behind of someone else.
Oh, whoa. Hey, what a trip. Oh, that'll be cool.
It's quite creepy.
Hey, I'm into it. Um, yeah, cool. Forgot where I was going with all that. Oh, hypernormalization of insanity. Yeah, that's an interesting concept. What do you think? Leave a comment if you have any thoughts on that. What's this note? Pork sandwich. Yo, went to town and country, got a pork sandwich. It was so fucking good. Outrageously good. Um, if you got to ask and have answered 5 questions when you die, what would they be? If you got to ask and have answered 5 questions when you die, what would they be? That's an interesting question. I guess it's anything like, I don't know, everything with death is like very final way. When you die, it's final. There's no coming back from it unless you have one of those near death experiences. But in that case, um, I don't know. I can't speculate because I ain't been there. But I've known people who have had, similar sounding experiences, and it's all a trip. But yeah, I guess having a yeah. What's that like burning question, that you could have answered? I just want to know like what it all means. Who built the pyramid? Nah, is that even important in the scheme of it? The probably I'd waste my questions trying to get to to figure out what is the best question. Yeah. What else? I don't know. Those notes, yeah. I need to put context down in my notes. I guess for continuity, that be the correct word. Let me know. Um, I saw a video of a reporter they were doing a report with Donald Trump, and the camera mic operator put the microphone in his face. He was like, "You're gonna make the news tonight." Hmm. maybe alright, maybe an opportunity to learn something, eh? What could we learn? What could we learn together? I'm still in the process of trying to figure out like what I want from this and what I want it to be. Yeah, I guess feedback's good. And I guarantee you it's gonna be like it'll be like 3 comments like, shut the fuck up, nerd. You suck. I'm like, cool, yo, we're wrong with it. Alright, I'll tell a story. So when I was living in Israel, I had this this friend of mine. I bumped into her from a friend from New Zealand, and her parents were over there, and I just bumped into her randomly, and she was out to dinner, she was out with a bunch of people having dinner, and she was like, "Oh my god, it's so good to see you," and we're chit chatting. She's like, "Oh my god, I just remembered something. Like this just triggered a memory." And I was like, "What is it?" She's like, "Oh no, I can't say it." And I was like, "No, go on. What is it? Tell me." She's like, "No, you won't want me to." I was like, "Honestly, like, I don't feel like there's anything you could say that surprised me. Like, give me a go." And she proceeded to tell me the story about how she, we went to this camp together. Well, she was like one of the, like, I guess camp counselors, but she's only like a couple years older than me. And we're at this camp, and this one bro, like, it was at his house on his property, and the property was like, it was, up in the hills, but then it went right down into a ravine. And so at the bottom of this ravine, like, it was pretty low down. We'd set up camp, and there's like a toilet, like one of those eco toilets, whatever. And had the whole setup. Anyway, as camp's going on, at some point, like I eat some bad meat. It's just been left out in the sun, and the whole time, the bro whose house it was, there was this real cute girl there, and he was just trying to smash the entire time. And the whole time, this woman I'd bumped into in Israel, like when she was running the camp, she was trying to, basically spend the whole time being like, "Yo, knock it off, like keep them apart," pretty much. Anyway, so the final night of the camp, my guts are busted. Like I'm just like in knots. Like this meat's done something awful to me. But at some point during the day, like it might have been me, it could have been someone else, I don't know, but someone broke the eco toilet. And I was like, yo, the only option is getting up to the house. And it's like a kilometer uphill on a fucking 45-degree. Regardless, though, camp counselor's busy trying to pull old mate out of this poor young girl's tent. I'm running up the hill, like desperate as fuck to get to the house. Her and the other bro, camp counselor, they chase me up there. And then we come to like a Mexican standoff. And I drop trowel and I fucking spray shit into the paddock, and they just watch me shit myself, and no one says anything, and it's just awful. And I had completely blocked that memory out until she had brought it up. But as she was bringing it up, we were both in hysterics about the craziness of just how that all played out. And meanwhile, these poor friends of hers were sat there like couldn't even eat their sushi now, ruined their dinner. Oh dear. Yeah, food poisoning, man. This sucks. Yeah. I think after that I went vegetarian for a while. And then when I come off of being vegetarian, the first thing I ate was a lamb roast. and I got food poisoning again. And I had it so bad, I had to walk with a cane. Like, I had just busted my guts, just been like, cramps. Not the goods. Let me know if the sound quality is better. Got some new microphones. I'm giving that a go. I feel like the audio's been a bit tinny on those other ones, but these might be the goods. We'll see. I've been really wanting to buy a chessboard. I used to, like, when I was like 8 years old, our TV blew up and we couldn't afford to get a new one. And so the thing that we'd do every day, my stepdad and I would like play chess. And man, I've been thinking about it lately. Like, I always loved it and I always wished I had a board. And yeah, I'd like to get a nice one for the house. It'd be cool. Especially nowadays, like, it's hard, man. The kids are so addicted to their screens and their devices, like, and yeah, 100%. Like, I got to put my foot down at times. I'm like, nah, put it down outside. Find something to do. Anything. I don't care what it is. Yes, we can jump on the trampoline. Yes, we can go walk the dog, go to the park, whatever. But like, got to have that time off devices, you know. Because they just like, I sometimes look at the kids, and it's not just my kids, like, it's other people's kids too. I just look at them and they get that look like that. Is that the brain rot that they all talk about? Don't know. Do you know what brain rot is, Bradley?
Sadly, yeah.
What is it?
Honestly, it's just a bunch of funny moments from different film and TV, basically, and just our generation has just edited them all.
Oh, is it like a meme?
Yeah, it's like a meme,
but it's its own thing.
It's a meme, but there's really no meaning to the meme nowadays. That's why it's called brain rot.
Right, like, because everyone knows what you mean, but it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, like back in back in your days and my days, memes actually were funny and meant something. But then nowadays, it's just random lines on TV that does not make any sense at all. And apparently, it's funny to the other generation.
That's a trip. Well, there you go. You learn something new every day.
Well, I mean, to them, it's funny to how we probably laugh at those memes too. I mean, it's kind of like the same thing.
I saw I think one of the kids brought up something brain rot, and I was like, "Oh, show me." They turned the phone, and all I saw was a picture of like a dolphin. It was like a dolphin, but with a man's eyes. It just made no sense, and I was like, "What?" Yeah, man. Some of the shit they're into, eh? I'm like, what is going on? Same on YouTube though. Like, this is one of the kids watch. What's it? Some girl Salish. It's her and her dad, and they like do challenges. But that's not real? For sure, that's not how they live their life.
I mean, I can clarify that some are fake, but some are actually real.
Crazy.
Like, I could say like half of them, like the kids' content are real, but most of them are staged because they're kids, and kids can't really take control of their own stuff because they're kids.
So is that the hypernormalization of insanity then? These fucking YouTube parents are like, let's bring the whole family in on this shit. Like,
I mean, some do, but most of them don't.
Crazy.
Some of them it's just for content. That's how they did clips and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know about all that, but yeah, that's crazy. Even I remember that Ryan's World, man. That family like ended up being billionaires by the end, and Just goes to show, like you find that target audience and what they're looking for.
You talk about Ryan, the kid.
That kid who like would unbox toys and shit.
Ah, yeah.
And then they would like turn their house into a game show. And then
I remember them from a controversy.
Oh.
Well, allegedly.
Allegedly, what's the controversy? Well, spill the tea.
Well, I can't really remember. I'll try. I think it's something to do with what was it? It was.
Oh, was that the dad was a diddler?
Oh, no, not that.
Hey, no way.
Not that far. Not that. That was cancelled. Way cancelled. But I think it's like Ryan didn't have a proper childhood, and like everyone's like. Shit.
Free Ryan!
Because all he did in his childhood was make videos. He barely went to school. He stayed at home making content with the parents. He didn't have much education, apparently.
Crazy. I mean, yeah, I guess that checks out. Like, that's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it is that he spent his entire childhood opening new toys, like, daily.
A child's dream.
Yeah. That's like if you put the child in charge, that would be the outcome. They'd turn into an adult and be like, "What happened?
Yeah.
Why am I dumb?"
That's the consequence. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you got to do it right.
Yeah, and that's something that no one can really answer either. Like, what's the best way to raise your kids? Because every circumstance is different. Every parent and every child is different. But as long as you're ticking those basic boxes, that's a good start. And from there, just putting a bit of thought into what kind of individual you want in the world, and do you have expectations of them? Like, just, I guess, what does that look like? Like, I don't have any expectations of my kids other than, like, I just want them to be happy. Hope that they grow up to be happy people. But, if they wanted to, be, clean toilets or, I don't know. I was watching something today and this woman was talking about like the effects of being a sex worker, and it's such a common choice that young women are making today, like to just do that for easy money. But yeah, that's one thing I would love to instill in my girls is enough integrity to know that they have more options than that, and that isn't an option, it shouldn't be an option. I don't know. It's like, because it's all a form of prostitution in the end. It just depends to what, I don't know. You put the value on your body and on yourself, and whatever that value looks like to you, that's how you're gonna project yourself in the world. But yeah, I reckon it would be hard for women, like in the fact that men are men. and men are thirsty and women are clever enough to plant thirst traps. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of going. Don't know where I'm going with all this. Anyway, yeah, but yeah, that's hard. That it gets to that point where it's like, yo, all right, I'm gonna sell my looks. I'm gonna sell my image, and my my nudes, whatever, and beyond. That cracked me up when we were talking with Alan and Jacob the other day, and Alan's like, the first mate you have, like, you'll just watch something really tame. The second, might be a bit crazy. The third, the fourth, the fifth. He was talking like if you jerked off 5 times, you would be watching like crazy, like people running trains and shit. That cracked me up. Yeah, nah, not into that, eh? I'm way vanilla to be interested in that. But, everyone's got their proclivities. But I think it's not good for you to be into that dark shit. Like, if you are into it, I feel like you need to sort something out. Like, it's fair to say that everyone has their proclivities, but at what point is it too much, Like that fucking Epstein, Him and his island and his band of dickhead fucking billionaire pederasts. And I reckon that fucking Hillary Clinton was in on it too, eh? She was fucking some young boys on that island. For sure. But I actually don't know what happened with him, like... Well, I guess no one does. Like, all anyone knows is that he died, allegedly. But that it was by suicide. Was there an autopsy? I don't know. That's a trip though, eh? Like, some random dude's like, yo, I'll hook you up with what? I don't know. Is it a government thing? Is it like, because I guess societally speaking, well, at least in Western society, that's like the worst thing you could be, like a kiddie fiddler or a fucking pederast or anything like that. And do you reckon that's a government fucking plant to just insert this random wealthy man in amongst the high and mighty who's going to tempt them with the forbidden fruit, so to speak? And that's fucked up, eh? There's like some kind of... There's some fucked up, like, control shit. And even after he died, someone was trying to interview Bill Gates. And he's like, oh, what would you say about, or what do you think Jeffrey Epstein would have to say about all this? And he's like, well, he's dead. That motherfucker's dead. And in brackets, we did it. They did, eh? Surely it would have to be the other billionaires would just... Surely, if you're a billionaire and you know other billionaires, you would have access to some dark shit. Like, you don't get to making all that money and just being an idiot. Do you? I don't know. Well, then you got the Kardashians. I swear they're all idiots, but they're among the wealthiest. I guess that's like, in their case though, like if you got a mum who just will not stop, like, because the mum fully did it, eh? She released the sex tape. She fucking got them all dating like basketball players and getting their faces into cats and all that shit. And then even the husband turned into a woman in the end. Crazy. I reckon winter's coming, eh? The weather's been pretty horseshit. yeah, good thing we got some good winter coats out here. Oh, yeah. All right, might call it for the night. Take care. Yeah, leave a comment, give a like if you want. Please give us subscribe. Be ready to go live and just say what's up. Yeah, cool. All right, chat later.